So I love your responses to the questions, and the question that I realized I forgot to ask you is about your time at Gilbert. And looking back on that now, what you're most proud of?
Thank you for asking that. When I think about my 5 years at Gilbert, I think I'm most proud of working with a team of people who were on the same page and had the same vision. I think we moved the school collectively from an F to a C, a sustained C, and we were working hard towards that B. And I think the piece of pride is that, like, it took everybody. It took parents, it took kids, it took teachers, it took alumni, it took the community to understand what we were trying to accomplish and to buy into that vision. And they did. And I'm proud that I was part of the leadership team who helped kind of put that vision in place and help move things forward. So it was definitely a collective goal that we met.
That's an incredible achievement.
Thanks.
And so tell me a little bit about Columbia then. What was that experience like, and what do you call upon most in your career now?
I think the basically 2 years that I was actively in it, I experienced the most growth in my life. I think specifically, one, you are with a cohort of 50 other people who are creative and innovative and care about education in a really raw, real way. And it's a diverse group of people, but with a very aligned goal to help move achievement forward, specifically in communities that are underserved and often have a stigma that says kids can't. And I think to be around 50 other people who are sharp and motivated to say, actually, kids can, it's on us to figure it out, is a cool experience. I think secondly, Columbia has some of the most brilliant professors. And I think when I think about my experience, it wasn't just what I learned, it was who I learned it from and how they taught it. So I took notes on one side of the paper, like what they were saying, but on the other side of the paper, I was taking notes on how they were teaching. And so to get to spend 2 summers around some of the most brilliant people in the field with the strongest research was a true privilege. So those are the 2 big things. But when I think about the impact on my own education, I think Columbia is unique in that you're not learning necessarily tangible technical skills. You are grounding yourself in who you are as a leader and what your belief system is moving forward. And I think one of the fundamental pieces, and this applies to leading through the pandemic that we're in now, is that there are 2 types of problems. There are problems that have solutions, and then there are problems that don't already have solutions. And so I think typical leadership programs often focus on how do you solve problems that already have solutions, where Columbia's point is we are working to collectively build transformational or cultivate transformational leaders who want to attack problems that do not have solutions. And to be able to do that, you've got to be able to activate other people, and you've got to know what you believe and stand for, so you can problem solve without knowing where you're going. And I think that type of leadership mentality is what gives me hope right now, leading through this pandemic where there aren't solutions. Literally, we've never done this before. And so every day there's a different problem, and you've got to be in a place to want to cultivate a team to still buy into a vision, even though you don't know how you're going to get there with this new landscape. So I give Columbia a lot of credit for challenging us in that way, to think more deeply about how we're going to solve problems that don't already have solutions. That makes sense.
It does. If there's any way to anticipate this moment, it would be that lesson.